I'd love to kind of have you share your perspective of what you're seeing on the ground. You know, what are sort of the top 5 suggestions tactically? I mean, you've given some really great advice already, but is there anything else in your mind that you haven't shared that really would be helpful to folks?
Yeah, try and take bias out of the agreements as much as you can. Any kind of way you can index your pricing to third-party standards with a lot of buffer room. So that, you know, how you would have like an index price, but you might have like a buffer in that calculation. Those buffers are getting bigger just because the variance is significantly larger. So index-based pricing, true-up calculations, and then longer cycle times on price changes. So you might have an MRO supplier that changes prices, that used to change prices monthly because of commodity changes. Now they're eating those costs for longer to try and create some stability in the pricing formula to be able to allow for that. And so you might see like quarterly, 6 months, annual, and then taking into account the true up later on. Cash is going to be king, but any kind of way you can preserve cash during this time is going to be really, really important, but also realizing that your supply base needs cash to survive. So try not to push your supply base to the point of bankruptcy because you can't, give them cash for 120 days or something like that. Be reasonable about your payment terms, please. If you're asking suppliers to take on 120 days or something like that, or 90 days, they're not a bank and the cost of capital is high. So realize that going in, you're going to get higher prices if you force them to take on those higher payment terms.